I guess I don't need introducing because you've already introduced me, Cookie. It's probably worth diving a little bit more deeply into what I do at Microsoft. So I work on something called the Power BI Customer Advisory team. And a lot of what we do on the Power BI CAT team is talk to large customers and help them be successful with Power BI. And if you're talking to large enterprise customers, inevitably you're going to be talking to customers who are in the process of migrating from other tools to Power BI. Now, some of what we've learned from these large customers, we have synthesized and written up into guidance documentation. And in fact, if I show you the guidance document that we've got a whole section called Power BI Migration Overview, where we talk about how you go about migrating. Now, I don't really fancy just regurgitating what's already online. I highly recommend that you go and read this documentation. What I'm going to do today is do something a little bit more easy to digest, something a little bit more fun, a little bit more controversial, which is just give you my experiences of customers who are migrating to Power BI and the mistakes that you can make and the things that you should do instead. So what are we going to be talking about? We'll talk about why people migrate. We can talk about the mistakes that people make, the things you hear from customers, and if we've got any people from partners here, the kind of things that partners get up to and the role they can play in a migration. So let's start. Somewhere, maybe even at your company, the following is happening. I have to apologize. The graphics in this are all generated by me in the new kind of Bing image automatic generation, which for some reason means everybody looks like they're in a film poster for a 1980s horror movie. But you know, you can appreciate the look of concern on this executive's face, because every company is under financial pressure at the moment, and everybody's looking for ways to save money. And a lot of old BI software is pretty expensive. And when that renewal comes in, the thought processes start. Why are we still using this terrible old tool? Why don't we save some money? Why do we think about migrating to a new tool? Why don't we tie all this up with our move to the cloud? You know, I've heard that Power BI tool is really amazing. The Microsoft account person came around and showed us and looks really good. Perhaps we should be thinking about migrating to Power BI. So here we are, tons and tons of people always thinking about moving to Power BI. So before we start talking about the things that can go wrong with a migration, it's worth thinking about the motivations, because when you understand the motivations that somebody has for doing something, you can begin to understand the problems and the pressures that you'll be put under. Why do people want to move to Power BI? There's a number of different reasons. You've probably seen that the latest Gartner Magic Quadrant is out, and once again, Power BI is up in the very tip top of the leaders quadrant. So it's understandable that if you're looking around for a new BI tool, Power BI is going to be top of the list for the things you evaluate, because not just us that says it, everybody says that Power BI is now the leading BI platform. I can't talk about it, but I know the numbers, and I promise you, we are growing incredibly quickly. So if Power BI is taking over the world, of course you want to use it. Perhaps more importantly, like I said, there are always cost savings. Cost savings are super important at the moment, but Power BI is typically a lot cheaper than any other BI tool. When we compare ourselves to some of our competitors, we are 20% of the overall price of some of these competitors. And if you've already got perhaps a deal that includes Microsoft 365 E5, you've already got a ton of Power BI Pro licenses already bought. So you can save an awful lot of money moving to Power BI. And this is, I think, one of the real reasons why a lot of people are looking at Power BI at the moment. But linked to this, there's the question of consolidation. If you're looking to save money, then you kind of look at the tools that you've got, and it's very, very inefficient to have multiple tools. Not only are you buying smaller numbers from different vendors, where it's going to be cheaper to buy a large number of licenses from one vendor, having support and training and maintenance for a number of different BI